throwing a woman to the ground. I'm going to give you details. Here's the story. Here's a video.
We're just going to pat you down, buddy.
Body cam worn by a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy shows him and other deputies arriving outside a grocery store in Lancaster and questioning a man and woman accused of shoplifting. Deputies then place the man in handcuffs. One of the deputies then turns to the woman who was recording the incident on her cell phone. Another witness is also capturing the incident in her car.
No, you can't touch me.
The video then appears to show the deputy slamming the woman to the ground.
Get down on the ground. Get on the ground.
It's already on YouTube.
Stop.
Live.
I don't give a stop. Stop. You're going to get punched in the face.
The deputy's knee can be seen on the woman's neck.
I can't breathe. It's no
The deputy then douses the woman with what appears to be pepper spray
You brought me down.
and then places her in handcuffs. After a brief struggle, the deputies then place the couple in separate police cruisers.
We are still getting details about this story. I was tagged on social media all over the state of California and beyond. Let's go to it. The background is this. The encounter unfolded, according to the narrative, on June 24th, as deputies responded to a report of a robbery in the city of Lancaster and tried to detain a couple matching the description of suspects, according to them, given by store security in calls to 911. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department said, without releasing details about the descriptions, both the women and the man were cited and released, according to Deputy McClendon, though she was unable to say what the two were cited for. I can guarantee you this, they were not cited for robbing anybody. Because if they were robbers, that would have been the first thing in the police narrative. That would have been the first thing that the police officer said in their statement. But they're playing hide the pickle. Put up the picture of the sheriff in charge now. Buck stops with you, Robert Luna. Buck stops with you. Now, you said this would be a different sheriff's department under your leadership. I can't tell. Seems as if the same criminal element that was there prior is there today. The footage will be reviewed to determine if the force used was reasonable, necessary, appropriate, and proportional to the level of actions described, Sheriff's Department said in their press release. Both deputies have now been reassigned away from field duty, pending further administrative review, according to the department. What did you see here? You saw a citizen, a person, a human being doing what they are constitutionally allowed to do. Record. We encourage people to do this. And police officers who are good cops should want citizens to do it. Why? Because if you're a good cop and somebody lies on you, there's video evidence to prove your innocence. That's why. Only bad cops don't want video. Only bad cops get upset if you record them. And this is why it's important to have the right policies in place, because states are passing laws to make that action illegal, to simply record an officer while on duty. They're paid by our tax dollars. It is utterly insane. We will bring you updates as they develop. Jackson, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I mean, just again, another example of culture. The reason why we keep seeing this happen is because there's a lack of consequence, plain and simple. There was no reason for him to do what he did. He just wanted to do it because he felt that it was his time and his job and his duty to assert his authority and the authority of the municipality that he works under, paid by our tax dollars. So lack of a consequence, that's all this is, over and over again.
That's right. Accountability has to be enforced to be real.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, let me say a shout out and to Dr. Rashad Ritchie of Indisputable for the story that I just did earlier today. Now, with that being said, I was going to do the Roland Martin version of it, but I don't want to have YouTube copyright strike that. So I decided to do this instead. Let me say this. And like I told you in my last video, what that sheriff's deputy did was totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary. And again, I'm going to bring up what I said in my last video. And I did that. It was a local ABC7 affiliate in Los Angeles. Okay? So the activists saying that they was alleged that they stole a cake at that store. That's why a store clerk called 911. Let's keep it out there. Now I know some of the people said, this is the couple. No. It turns out they were brother and sister. Okay? Another thing. So, with that being said, number one, there's no evidence that this black man stole a cake at the store. None at all. Number two, the sheriff's deputy is saying, well, you're being detained. And then the sheriff's deputy should have told the guy why he's been detained. He didn't do none of that at that situation, right? Now the woman, the sister, and the guy told the sheriff's deputy, look, she has cancer. Why did you slam her to the ground like that? She been slammed to the ground. Her knees in the back of her neck. The George Floyd thing. And on top of that, she was pepper sprayed. And then she's threatened to punch her in the face. And I'm glad she handled it like, no, if you punch me in the face, you get sued. You already get sued for slamming me to the ground. But the LA County Sheriff's deputy, I did post it on the bottom of my last video that he's been fired. But I'm gonna delete that in a second after I finish this video. He's still on administrative leave pending this investigation. But ladies and gentlemen, what the sheriff's deputy did was totally unnecessary, totally uncalled for. That woman had cancer. She was the elderly woman on top of that, and she had every right to film the incident. That is not a crime. But they're trying to create laws right now to make it as a crime. But guess what? In the meantime, that's not a crime to film the incident, to film what law enforcement does. Because you want to know why? They're trying to make it as a law not to film the police at the moment. Because guess what? It's evidence. It's proof that they did this, this, and this. And they're trying to stop it. But accusing these two of stealing a cake from the store without any evidence. And again, that's why I said that we as black people, we need to watch ourselves. We need to watch each other's backs, because you never know who's going to do what and who's going to call what. Now, the incident happened in Lancaster, California, which is a LA County area. But again, there's two different body cam videos, from two different sheriff's deputies. I already posted one of them, but there's the other out there only focused on the guy, basically, who's been detained. And my question is, these sheriff's deputies that was on the scene, why haven't they did any proper investigation on this? Because a store clerk claiming that they allegedly stole a cake out of that store without any evidence, without any proof. And then when you slam this elderly black woman to the ground, that she has cancer, let alone, basically she said she couldn't breathe, she has asthma, and then she put a knee in him, doing the George Floyd thing, and you pepper sprayed her on top of that? Like I said, this case isn't over. And if I were that elderly black woman, I would still sue the LA County Sheriff's Department. I still do it. Even though she was threatened to get assaulted by the same deputy. And already she got slammed to the ground and got pepper sprayed. So that grounds for a lawsuit. And see, stuff like this, you know, this is totally unnecessary. And I agree with Dr. Rashad Ritchie on this one. A good cop or a good law enforcement officer say if you witness any police misconduct or anything at all, record. Now they try to create laws preventing that from happening. And this is a First Amendment right that a woman would do that. She has every right to record, and these officers are mad because they've been recorded. And she even said the only reason why they were mad because she posted this incident on YouTube. That's the reason why they're mad. Well, you know what? They're going to be even more mad because there's evidence. You know, she's been tackled to the ground. She's been pepper sprayed. She was threatening to get assaulted. And she put his knee in the back of her neck like George Floyd thing is. And already she even said she has asthma really bad. That tells you right there is grounds for a lawsuit. So you two, let me know what you think about this in the comments. And I'll talk to you in my next video. This is Lizen signing off. Deuces.